Let's get into it.
Let's go, man.
It's
been a while.
Decisions. It's been a while.
It's been a while since we'd gone, reported a podcast just like we used to do.
Dick poems. And Creed was Dick poems for Jesus. If you don't know that, look up Chris Hardwick, Dick poems. So this is Poor Decisions. And
A podcast always in progress.
Yes.
I'm Conor.
And I'm Brian. I'm usually Brian.
Sometimes.
Sometimes I like to be somebody more eccentric than I usually am. So
what's the name of that character?
Brian.
With an I.
Yes. I just thought the Empire Records thing popping onto my head. It's like, I'm thinking about naming a band. Well, first thing you need is a name. Well, I'm Mark with a C, so I'm thinking about naming the band Mark with a K. Oh, that's such a great one. That cracked me up. Like you were watching it, or not watching it, but we had something. It was like Vegas Vacation. You're like, is that Mark?
Yeah.
I'm like, yes, it is.
It's like, holy shit, I'd recognize him.
Which nobody ever recognized him before, like unless you had seen Empire Records.
Yeah.
Seeing him in Vegas Vacation, nobody had any idea.
Because he's the son, right?
Yeah. He plays Rusty.
Yeah. Which is so weird that they just like
almost every single vacation movie has been a different Rusty.
I think I feel like that's part of the running joke. Though.
I feel like
I think it's hilarious.
Yeah. So I don't know. Anyway, we've already cracked up a beer.
Well, but
how about a beer?
Yes. This one. Cheers, sir.
Cheers.
This is actually beer karma from our one of our regulars, Cesar.
Shout out to Cesar.
He was down in Tejas, Marble Falls, and it's Bear King Brewing. Or I almost said, wait, no, that's supposed to be Beer King. No, it is Bear King.
It is Bear.
That's a super cool logo, though.
Yeah, it is.
They were established in 2016, but this is Bird's Word. The word of the bird is, or bird is the word.
Is the word, and it's a porter. Is that what I saw?
It is a pecan porter, or I guess if it's Texas, it's a southern state. So is that
pecan? It's a pecan.
Pecan porter.
That's super subtle.
Yeah, the pecan is not as strong as I was expecting. I feel like the smell is stronger.
Yeah. I'm a fan of that. That's good. Thank you, Cesar. That's tasty.
Yeah, he brought us a handful of other ones, as well. So, Conor, how was your weekend there, sir?
It was good, man.
I know you were celebrating your mother's birthday.
Yep.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, Mom.
Yeah. And then
it was a good old time.
You had your obligatory one Bud Light.
Yep, I sure did. It was awful.
I'm sure it was. What'd you chase it with?
I just drank it. I just fucking domed it and moved on.
Well, I guess when I say chase it, what'd you follow it up with then?
Regret.
Regret. A gallon of water.
Yeah.
Because
how was your weekend?
Pretty uneventful. It was a short weekend for me because I didn't work because I had worked a little bit on Monday and I closed on Wednesday. I was like way over on hours.
Yeah.
So then I only worked like 5 hours on Saturday.
Well, if I were to have worked on Saturday, I would have come in at like 7 o'clock.
Yeah. And so I ended up leaving at like 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was great. I left before when the band showed up and started setting up. That seemed weird.
Yeah, just be like, bye.
Yeah. So then Jen and I went out to dinner because we hadn't had
Where'd you guys go?
Date night. We had a gift certificate for Jack Stack.
Oh, nice.
Gift card. So we went to we'd been to the one in Lee Summit because that's where she took me for my birthday.
Uh-huh.
I'm like, well, let's go out because we hadn't been out and she was cooped up in the house.
Yeah.
Like the whole weekend. Or not weekend, but week.
Well, I mean, yeah,
because
with that fucking snowstorm.
Ooh, that was brutal. We'll get into that in a minute. But yeah, so we went down to the Freight House District.
Nice.
And went to the Jack Stack down there.
Yeah, it's a cool spot, man.
They ended up setting us outside, but they had the
heaters or whatever.
The heaters going and the windows closed. So it was kind of nice. And then the game was on right behind me. So I occasionally just looked back and saw it. And we went up to Casual Animal. But
nice.
It was already late by the time we got up there, so we only got to do one pour.
Yeah.
It's a longer walk than I expected. Because I'm like, it's right there. It's a half mile. But in snow and the cold weather.
And they probably didn't clear the sidewalks.
Not all of them. Some of them, yes. This is one of my favorite electro swing songs.
But yeah, that is typically on a good day, maybe a 10-minute walk.
Mm-hmm.
When there's not ice and snow on the ground.
Yeah, because it says it was a half mile.
Yeah.
And so it was pretty rough, but we made it.
Jen did
nice. Good. She enjoyed. Oh, so she had. They had a coffee cream ale that was barrel aged in agave barrels.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. And she's like, can we get some of this to go home? I'm like, probably not because it's a nitro.
Oh, yeah. They didn't even have like 4-packs or anything
Not
pre-made?
of that.
Interesting.
Not of that. So, because canning nitro
is different than
Yeah.
just standard cans.
Yeah, and I'm sure like the cost is a bit higher than too.
Yeah, because you have to keep it nitrogenized.
Well, I think
nitrogenated.
it needs to, like, when you open it, like a lot of the nitro beers, like when you open it, there's a release.
Yeah, that
And
releases
it usually
the
has
nitrogen.
like a capsule inside of it.
Yeah.
So it releases anything that's helping preserve
Yeah,
the nitrogen. So there we go.
nice.
So anyway, then Sunday was Sunday.
Yep. Sunday was Sunday.
Yeah, it was a rough day. But Saturday, it looked like it ended up being a really good day.
That's good.
And I'm like, I told Nigel that on Thursday, Friday. I'm like, watch, Saturday's going to probably be big just because everybody's going to be trying to
Get the
Get
fuck out
out
of the house and
like he showed up at like 1:30, 2 o'clock, and it was a full tap room.
wow.
He comes in, he's like, what the hell, man? I'm
Dude,
like,
I don't know.
I don't know. I'm like, I kind of have
People were cooped up and like the roads are all finally cleared. So like
Yeah.
I came home on I think it was Thursday. Must have been Thursday because is that the day when we had? Did it snow Thursday night into
it started
Friday?
to snow again on Thursday.
So okay, so it was Friday coming home, and I'm like, man, I left that morning, and the roads were shit.
yeah.
And I had like two cars on my block were already trapped in the snow. I'm like, are you serious, guys? Like one of them was like a Ford van, and I'm just like, you're stuck.
Yeah, no shit.
I'm in a Kia Soul, man. Like, what are you talking
I'm
about?
in a hamster mobile.
But when I left on Friday coming home, I'm like, wow, all the roads are like magically cleared.
Yeah.
Like
It got warm.
it did. It
on
got
Friday
above
and
32
Saturday.
degrees. Yeah, I'm glad that like I can get around now because I've been like tired of sitting in the house because
Yeah.
like that was, you know, last Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Like when I got home at like, you know, before 6 on Saturday when all went to
Yeah.
shit, I hadn't left the house
Yeah,
until Tuesday.
it screwed me up because like Sunday, you know, we didn't even open.
Yeah.
I didn't leave the house. I legitimately like probably 3 or 4 times throughout Sunday kept thinking it was Monday.
Yeah, it was fucking, dude. My last week, the last 2 weeks, like with it
We've been
being the
all
last week of the year,
Yeah.
and then having all the snow and like, you know, we were essentially in a shutdown again. Was just like, what day is it? I don't even know anymore.
Yeah, I'll be glad to get back to some normalcy.
Yeah,
So like you know, you didn't know, you know, us being in the KC area, we had
a blizzard,
a crazy snowstorm come through.
which it was fun to watch. Just like on Sunday, like knowing that I'm not going to leave the house.
Yeah.
I love cold weather, man. I really do.
I mean, it was nice to have Sunday off.
yeah,
Except for, you know, the lack of, because the week before, like I only ended up with like 25 hours
yeah.
for the week. I'm just
Yeah.
like, ooh, that sucks.
No, I you know, as bad as the weather was, I loved just being able to be like, okay, cool. I have no responsibility.
Yeah.
Like there's no expectation for me to leave the house to go do stuff. Like I was literally in pajamas for like 2.5 days.
Same, pretty much.
And
Because
like,
we ended up leaving Monday because Jen had left her car at the brewery.
Yeah.
Because she had been down a little bit further south. And I'm like, all right, we'll just start driving home. You have to come by here if you're starting to get nervous. or
man,
anything.
that fucking sucked on
Just
Saturday.
come here and then, you know, I'll take you home. But then like we had to go dig her out
Yeah.
basically on Monday. And then I went back up to the brewery on Monday too because they were doing canning stuff too.
Yeah.
And I worked a couple hours that day and
Yeah, he called me. He's like, "Can you leave your house?" I'm like, "I'm in the middle of shoveling my car out." Like, so not really.
yeah. And then he called me and
I feel like I shoveled like a metric ton of
a
snow.
metric shit ton.
Yeah, yeah.
Here, let's get into another one,
Yeah,
shall
what do we have here?
How about a beer?
So this one is called the West Coast Sound. I thought it was going to be like a IPA.
Like a West Coast IPA is what it sounds like.
It's a West Coast Pilsner.
Oh, interesting.
So this is what, but it's got Simcoe and peach.
What a drama queen.
Now you did it, Lily. Good job. we had the door closed, and
Lily
and
is
we need
sticking
to
her
post
head.
some pictures.
Yeah, we do.
But so we have a cat door, and we can see her, and she dropped her tennis ball through the cat door, and now she's just sitting there looking like she's pouting.
There
What's
we go.
up?
I got a photo of
With the tennis ball
Yeah.
that is falling down now. Yeah. But it has Peacherine hop. It's Simcoe and Peacherine. Is that right? Like, that's not a hop
I've never heard of that. Yeah, but I believe that's how you would say that.
This is an interesting looking.
Peacherine? Is it like peach and tangerine?
I don't know, but it's a hop.
I've never heard of that before.
It's a hop, though.
One of
so
those weird
that's
new world.
what I'm curious about. The look on it is.
It's kind of hazy.
It has a little bit of hazy to it, but you can see a little bit of light through it.
Yeah. No, it's got the color of a. You said this was a Pilsner, right?
Yeah, but it's like a hazy Pilsner. It's 5%. And so this one, that was.
So is this what people would refer to as an IPL? Is this like an India Pale Lager?
Maybe it's from Perennial Artisan Ales, though.
It smells wild.
But it's looks like it's part of the whole Hop Butcher.
I feel like I
kinda
get a lot of
series.
bubble gum and like sweetness on the
Yeah.
nose. It's super like
That's not the.
it's candy. It's like candy on the nose.
One of the smells I just got reminds me of the Simcoe.
Yeah. It does have a dankness to it,
Yeah,
like an underlying.
yeah. It's got it like the head retention's not really
Yeah, it's-
there, but it's got looks like it's got good like legs or lacing on it.
Well, let's get into it.
All right, cheers, sir.
Cheers. Okay. Wow.
I don't want to just go ahead and classify that as like an IPA though.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe they didn't just because of the IBUs or.
That's damn tasty.
No, it's good.
I like it.
but
the
to me,
the
it
clarity is not there, but
no. But to me, it doesn't feel like a Pilsner.
no, not really.
It feels like a.
It's definitely an India Pale Lager.
Yeah. Oh yeah, like we were talking. This is episode 51.
51, man.
So we're rounding coming up super quick for
1 year, dude.
next episode.
Hey.
Yep, that's right.
Drink beer every day.
All right, what else do we want to get into, sir?
I don't know, man.
I know I've said we've like again we hadn't
we haven't recorded in 2 weeks,
yeah.
so I feel like we have a lot to catch up on.
Let me see here.
Did you watch any football yesterday?
I did. That first game on Sunday was terrible.
Yeah, that was.
The Packers and
But as a Bears fan, I loved it.
yeah, well, yeah.
I
Although,
texted my buddy Max, and I was just like, man, what a shitty way to end the season. You lose to the Bears, and then you lose in the playoffs.
I know.
And he's like, well, at least we made it to the playoffs. I'm like, touche.
Yeah, well,
But guess who has an undefeated record in 2025?
1-0 record. And I know I saw a thing, and actually I have it on here, but it's basically Green Bay's banner for this year.
Uh-huh.
It says played one more game than the Bears.
Yeah.
Something else I recently came across was luckily I remember it, even though the picture I saved doesn't show it. It's how many coaches each team has had since 2000.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
Since 2000.
The Browns have like 50-11.
12. But the Raiders have the most with 15.
That's insane. I know the Bears are up there too, probably with like 8. Eight or
Bears?
10.
8, yeah.
Yeah.
The most, there are 6 teams that have had 8. Hell, even the Chiefs have had 6.
Yeah.
And Andy Reid's been with the team for like 10 years.
10 years now. Yeah.
So it's like, god dang. And then the fewest is going to be
Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh and Baltimore.
Yeah.
And they both have 2.
Yeah.
And you got to figure like,
And New England, I'd imagine.
New England has had 3 since 2000 because they're including it being updated.
Oh, okay. So yeah, Jared Mayo,
Just
Bill
got-
Belichick,
and
Vrabel
now.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I'm so shocked that Mike Vrabel is
Oh, yeah,
the next head coach of the
unlike-
New England Patriots.
In news that did not shock anybody,
Yeah.
Mike Vrabel, and like everybody's like, "Oh, do you think the Patriots are going to sign?" I'm like, "Well, the
fucking
Patriots
Mike
are
Vrabel.
already not talking about it. Like they didn't
Yeah.
talk about Mayo,
yeah,
and so then May is the quarterback, and
yeah,
Mayo
Drake
is-
May.
yeah.
yeah.
I'm like, it's gonna probably be Vrabel because Vrabel.
Why
was
wouldn't
like,
it be?
He was like consulting this year
Yeah.
for a team, i.e., trying to make himself available.
Yeah.
The following year, like that's bullshit. And I guess Mike McCarthy didn't end up renewing
Yeah.
his contract.
He's out.
Yeah,
He's out.
so that'll be. So now the Cowboys are looking for.
I don't know
somebody.
who the fuck. I don't know who's on their radar.
Well, because everybody was making it sound like
That they were going to retain him.
yeah, McCarthy was going to stay there.
Yeah.
It's not that McCarthy was doing terrible. Like
No, I mean, he's got a. I feel like his record is right at 500, but he's, won one playoff game in like 8 years or something.
I don't know if it's even that.
Maybe 2. I don't know.
Yeah. I know another huge thing is, well, I'll get into that here. But, I came across this other thing. It says Miami Dolphins' last playoff win was in 2000.
Wow.
Jayden Daniels was born in 2000.
Oh, wow.
It's like, oh my God.
And Tyreek Hill just gave up on the team.
Yeah. Like took himself
Did
out.
you hear the audio of Waddle being like, Cheeto, you out?
Yeah.
And then he didn't come back into the game.
Yep.
Like
he's just like, no, I'm good.
Like, dude, okay, so you went to a place to become the highest paid wide receiver. You're not going to win a championship there. Like,
Yeah, clearly.
like your best opportunity was in Kansas City.
I mean, Tua to me is just like a new Marino.
Yeah. He's always going to be just on the cusp.
Yeah. I came across a Chiefs thing. It says rookies in NFL history with at least 6 receiving touchdowns and 3 rushing touchdowns. And it was Xavier Worthy in 2024, Tyreek Hill in 2016, Gale Sayers in 1965, and Doak Walker, yeah, in 1950. All Chiefs players.
Wow.
What was there's something else. There's a couple other things. Oh, it says here was another one that I came across. It was AFC North records. Chiefs are 4-0. Ravens 4-2. Steelers 3-3. Bengals 3-3. Browns 2-4. Yes, the Chiefs are not in the AFC North. NFC
I was
South.
gonna say what?
NFC South records. Chiefs 4-0. Bucks 4-2. Falcons 4-2. Panthers 2-4. Saints 2-4. Of course, the Chiefs are not in the NFC either. And it says the Chiefs won the AFC East, AFC North, and NFC South this season.
Wow.
It's like that's rough. I mean, they only had the 2 losses, and one of them didn't even
matter.
So
I love how butthurt people got about teams sit their starters in the last week of the season if they're going to be in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Especially if you're the number 1 overall seed.
yeah, I mean,
You're going to bench your starters.
And Broncos played because they were still trying to get into the playoffs.
Yeah, so they had something to play for. Kansas City did not.
And they came out and played.
Kansas
and
City
everybody's like,
they could have sat the starters for the last 2 weeks and still
had the 1 seed.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, but they didn't want to
They didn't throw the game.
Yeah, like a lot of people are saying, like what some Bengals fan
started a petition
and got over 25,000 signatures.
Be better next time. Don't lose more than 8 games.
Yeah, no shit.
Be a better team.
And
I saw that Travis Kelce said on his podcast, I'd play these motherfuckers in the Walmart parking lot. Let's go.
I don't remember. I've been saving a bunch of sports stuff. This one does concern me. It says everybody knows the Ravens win the Super Bowl every 12 years by scoring 34 points with a 28-year-old quarterback. In 2001, they won 34-7
with Joe Flacco. That was Trent Dilfer. Yeah.
In 2013, they won 34-31 with Flacco. And in 2025, they're expecting to win 34 with Jackson.
If they don't lose in the fourth quarter, if they don't blow a lead.
Yeah. I mean, they played a solid game.
They played good. Yeah. Derrick Henry's a fucking monster, dude.
Oh, yeah.
He's always been a beast, even in Tennessee. I'm glad he's with a team that has the chance to potentially, make a run, but
yeah, no, definitely.
I don't see them. They have a tendency to not hold on to a win.
Yeah. and then that's like I think where the Chiefs. A lot of people say like the Chiefs are, they always start slow, and then they'll finish strong.
Yeah, second half team.
And then the second half team, yeah. But then there's times like they get to the fourth quarter and then they just go into coast mode.
Yeah,
and so it's
like,
almost
okay.
hurt us. Yeah,
Yeah.
Because like there was a couple games towards the end of the year where they were coasting in the fourth quarter, and the game was way closer than it should have been.
Yeah.
Or the way the game even indicated.
Yeah. I mean, shit, man. We're coming up on baseball. We've got pitchers and catchers reporting next month.
Mm-hmm. Which that used to be earlier.
I thought it was always in February.
I thought it was always like middle of January, middle to late January.
I always thought it was whenever they announce it. It's sometime in February. I don't know when.
For some reason, I thought it used to be in January. I know that soccer, their preseason starts in January.
I love that we never talk about the NBA because the NBA sucks.
And I'm just not a big basketball person, though, either.
I'm NCAA, like, give me March Madness. That's all I really care about.
Yeah.
Like, I grew up a Jayhawk fan, so, like, when it comes to conference play, I'll pay attention to, whatever game I want to watch.
And I paid more attention to college football this year than I probably have in the last several years.
Well, that was me last year. Like, not that I, like, cared, but I was more intrigued.
Yeah.
For whatever reason.
I think I just liked it more this year because they had the 12-team playoff now.
I think I liked it last year because it was like the last year of the conferences before the realignment.
Yeah.
So it was like you still had like the OG Pac-12 and like the SEC and
yeah. Although this was this year and last year, it's the first time in like football history where SEC has not had a team in the final.
Yeah.
Like ever. Like, and it's back-to-back years.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And there's been times where SEC wasn't in the final, but never like back-to-back years.
Because it's Notre Dame and who else?
Ohio.
Wow.
And like I was all for, because me having an Irish background, like I have a couple teams that I kind of keep my eye on.
Oh, I'm always a fan of the Fighting Irish.
Irish, yeah. But like, I had family that grew up in Nebraska, so like in the 90s, Nebraska was a powerhouse.
Yeah.
Missouri born and raised, so and I have my sister graduated from Mizzou, and then me being a Marine, I also follow Navy, because Marines play for Navy as well, and then obviously the Irish, right? And so like I was stoked that Notre Dame beat Penn State. Sorry, Jen. Apparently Jen's a little bit of a, she doesn't really care, but she's like,
she kind of cares.
She mentioned, has mentioned Penn State.
Yeah.
Having grown up in
as a
Pennsylvania.
Team. Yeah.
So, but like,
yeah, sorry, Jen.
I do not think that Notre Dame is going to be able to win, just because I made the statement of like whoever wins between Texas and Ohio State, I feel like they're going to be the champion.
Yeah.
Just because Notre Dame has done a great job, but at the same time, it's I just don't feel like they're as athletic and powerful as like Texas or Ohio State.
Yeah.
So
I also don't think they're as experienced as a team.
No, not as
or the coaching
because,
is experienced.
I mean, they haven't even been to a national championship since like I think like 2000.
Yeah.
So I'm like, that's a long time ago.
Yeah.
You've had several coaches since then.
Is this a first-year head coach for them?
No, I think it's his second or third.
Okay. Because I know he's in the Bears like circle.
Yeah, I was just going to say,
like,
I know that I just saw that and I'm like, no, don't do that.
Yeah. Calm down.
I must have just gotten a delivery or something.
Yeah.
Because I know I'm supposed to have some package coming in the next few days or over the next few days. So
any Lego coming in? You got any Lego?
No,
packages?
I don't have any Lego. I do have a bunch of Lego stuff like saved.
Yeah.
Oh, I had this other one thing. Going back to sports, or I guess finishing up on sports. It was things that didn't exist the last time the Chiefs missed the playoffs.
Oh, Jesus. TikTok.
Yes, TikTok is one of them. So there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8,
just
9,
like
10, 11 things on this list.
Things in general, like social media related, or
it could be movies or technology or
there's like a bunch of streaming services like that didn't exist. I feel like
Disney Plus did not
Yeah,
exist.
Disney Plus did not exist. Paramount, like, you know.
Well, I mean, obviously, those
Yeah.
are only actually a few
Yeah.
years old
Yeah.
themselves. But, like, you know, Disney Plus is, you know,
It's been around
is a
for
big
a while.
one. It's,
yeah.
I mean, Hulu's been around a long time.
Yeah.
And, like, Paramount Plus was CBS All Access.
Yeah.
Because I've had it since it was still CBS All Access.
Okay.
And it's been Paramount Plus for a couple years now, too.
Yeah.
Um,
So no TikTok, no Disney Plus.
The Star Wars sequel trilogy
Wow.
is Nintendo Switch.
Holy shit, really?
Uh-huh. And they're getting ready to come out with
what
a
the Switch
second,
do?
yeah. AirPods / iPhone 7.
Wow.
And they just released a 16.
That's insane.
Fortnite wasn't a thing. And I feel like Fortnite's been around
I feel like, yeah, for real.
Game of Thrones Season 5.
Yeah.
Hadn't come out. Hello by Adele. Stranger Things
Really?
wasn't a thing the last time.
I feel like that's been around for a decade.
It does feel like it's been a decade because they're going to be...
Season 5.
Season 5 will be the last one.
Yeah.
And they're talking about doing that in 2 parts as well.
Well, and they're all like, I feel like they're all like in college right now or
no,
old
they're all
enough to
going to have their own
drink.
kids by the time
Yeah.
we're freaking done.
I'm pretty sure, what's her name? Millie Bobby Brown just got married.
Yeah, it is probably about to have a kid before they even finish. So you said TikTok. Tom Holland's Spider-Man
Wow.
was it, and then White Claw hard seltzers. That's when it all went downhill.
Wow.
So yeah, those were
Things that were not around the last time the Chiefs did not make the playoffs.
exactly.
That's insane.
Yeah. So on the Lego thing, I know I've been seeing you a bunch of
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
different Lego
Oh, dude.
stuff,
Yeah.
and like we've talked about trying to like do something as
Yeah.
far as reels. So I think I need to get us space set up. We can try and do like my
Your,
animated one, or
yeah.
your, like you said, your shadow box.
dude, I really want to do the shadow box. That'd be
Well, I
fun.
mean, we can start with the shadow box
Yeah.
as well, and see where we can go from there. Because I made the suggestion of like almost because I started following this one guy that does like mosaic type thing, like the pixel ones.
Yeah.
And because I've done the one, but like he has a tutorial on how he basically will take like album artwork or pictures or whatever.
Oh, cool.
And I mean, there's only like, I think Lego only has like 20 some odd colors
Yeah.
to choose from on the pixel.
But still, like,
So you almost have to kind of start picking and choosing a little bit.
yeah.
But like his profile, he's done some really cool ones. Like he's done a lot of like video game covers. Like he's done, I know the videos I've seen on his Instagram, he's done Grand Theft Auto, Vice City, and San Andreas.
That's cool.
All pixel, kind of dot
Yeah.
thing. And that was one of those things like I always enjoyed. I remember one of my favorite art projects I did when I was in school was it's like pointillism or something like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And there's like if you ever watch Ferris Bueller's Day Off,
Yeah.
one of the pictures that they show, that's completely done by just tiny little
Yeah.
dots. And so like I like the idea of doing it with like Lego as well, because
That'd be cool.
it's kind of a combination of art and Lego and the whole pixel.
The first thing that came to mind for me with like doing an album cover that way, because it's like, I think it's only 2 colors. I think it's only maybe 3. It's grayscale, but it's Zeppelin 1.
Uh-huh.
Like I feel like that'd be a really fun one to do, like as that like pixelated Lego art, just because it's the Hindenburg crash.
Yeah.
And I think that'd be super easy and cool to do.
Yeah, and then I know part of his tutorial, I haven't watched the tutorial completely, but it goes into like, figuring out how to scale.
Yeah, that's I don't have the creative like mind to do that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Like I just my brain doesn't work that way.
Yeah. No, and I get that. And I mean, that's where like I've talked, when you were talking with Nigel, where he's like, no offense to French, but their video game has been weak.
Yeah.
They're very awkward. And Nigel's like, he's like, I know who's filming that. And I've told him, like, dude, you need to coach up your boy. And he's just like, I can't. Like, it is who
what
he
it is. Yeah.
He's just like, some people, and so Nigel said, he's like, some people are just creative and some are not.
Yeah. Yeah.
So he's like, because a lot of people talked about how good that, the Festivus video that I did was.
Oh yeah,
And
that was great, man.
I never did see how many views that thing even had.
That shit was hilarious.
But he's like, that just, it takes a little bit of a creative mind to be able to kind of piece all that stuff together.
Yeah, it's not easy, man. It's not easy.
Oh, okay. I'm like, speaking of Nigel, he just sent me a picture or a message. So they're wanting to see if they could possibly borrow the Duo tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
So yeah,
Cool. $15 an hour, please, sir.
with a minimum of 10 hours. That would pretty much pay for itself.
Yeah, it would.
God, what was I getting ready to look? There was something I was.
Well, we were talking about Lego.
We were talking about Lego, and I know I've sent you a bunch of stuff. Am I on? I'm on my. And yeah, I know there's a lot you haven't seen that I just recently sent you.
Oh, good God. You sent that to me today?
Yeah. Because you sent me the one of 2025 records. Chicago Bears 1-0. Green Bay Packers 0-2. Oh yeah,
Dude, I want that. That is so cool.
So there was.
Are they magnets? Like,
I don't completely know.
So
I've seen some. It's from Sideshow. The Sideshow does some. Like they're from like kind of like the. Not U.S. Toy, but there's like some other like toy site.
So it's essentially it's a scene of Batman fighting the Joker.
Yeah,
and it's like a scaled.
It's like a 1/6 scale statue.
Yeah,
set, and they do some really cool ones.
It's super cool.
The reason why like they have the click on things, is one for packaging, but two is because then sometimes you can change stuff out.
Yeah,
as well. And I know there's another one.
God, that probably costs like $1,200.
Oh, I can only imagine. Well, let's see if we
look
can
how big that fucking thing is too, man. That's like
what
3 feet tall. Heyo.
Heyo, phrasing. Let's see if we.
They have a nice pool. That's hilarious.
There we go. Oh, it's on a wait list.
You got to join a wait list.
Limited edition, 600.
Wow.
There's a collector's edition, and then there's the exclusive.
Wow.
But like, it's an iconic scene.
It's really cool.
And so, I mean, if you're not familiar with Sideshow, they do really cool,
like scaled
statues with great detail. I mean, like here's one for
that's the Michael Keaton Batman.
That's the Michael Keaton Batman, and you can even do
only $340. That ain't bad.
Yeah, and it's Hot Toys. That's what it is. That's the Hot Toys is one of the largest like statue kind of manufacturers.
Yeah.
And
wow,
that's if you get the collector's edition, it's $285.
You know, I've kind of been disappointed that I haven't seen like enough like cool. You know, last year was the 85th year anniversary of Batman.
They did a little bit of stuff. They made a bigger deal about it for 75th.
Yeah. Or even for the 80 year, they had more stuff than I saw for 85.
So the Batman, it's almost a foot tall.
That's really cool.
So actually, we should go back to the other one and see how tall it was.
Because I think it was 80. The 80th year, there was a bunch of really cool like.
And I know they did
like die-cast Hot Wheel Batmobiles that I collected all of them.
Yeah, I know they did for 75th as well.
Yeah.
How that tall that is? Oh, here we go. Oh, height is 31 and a quarter inches.
Wow.
So it is almost 3 feet tall.
That's crazy. That's what I said. And I was pretty spot on with that.
Yeah.
Wow.
I
almost
mean,
2 feet wide.
It's basically 2.5 feet tall. It's just over 2.5 feet.
Man, that's so cool.
But the amount of detail on it is insane.
So if you're listening and you're interested, it's called Batman vs. the Joker: Eternal Enemies, and it's a really cool model.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, that's a cool bust.
It's the Gotham City's Shadow Batman Blue variant.
That's about what I expect the price for that other one to be. Just over $1,000.
Oh yeah, probably.
That's cool as fuck.
That one is 20 inches tall. So that was it's showing the blue variant, but then it's also showing what was the original version of it as well. But if you're not familiar with
Man, I wish I had more money.
Hot Toys and Sideshow Collectibles, they have some incredible freaking artwork that they do. But one of the other ones I sent you was
I've seen that. Oh yeah,
Batman. It's like old school it's Adam West Batman.
It's the Diddler.
It's the Diddler with 2 things of baby oil.
That's fucking hilarious.
That's pretty good design though too.
Yeah, it is.
This one cracked me up. It's a guy. He says the perfect Halloween outfit. He comes in like a all black suit, and he has one glove on, and is just carrying a lightsaber. And as soon as I saw it, I'm like,
"Is he Luke's hand?"
It's Luke's hand. The wife's like, "What are you?" He's like, "I'm Luke's hand." It's so good. Did you see this other thing?
Dude, yes. That's so cool.
So it's like
I had a bunch of the medieval stuff.
I had a bunch of the medieval stuff as well. So like there's this thing. It's like all your favorite castle figures, even the 1978 ones.
Wow.
For your viewing pleasure. But they basically set it up like it's a
it's kind of like
a stage type of thing for like jousting.
Yeah.
Because they show like the jousting, but it has
all
like
the
a little bit of
but
it has like all the different flags and crossbows and all the shields.
I had so many like medieval like Lego as a kid, like medieval and pirate ship.
Yeah.
That was so cool.
Did you see that?
Yeah. Putting
a ghost on top of a Roomba. Well, they had other things too that were really cool, like the
it was
like Mario cards or something.
Yeah,
like
or
that?
like had a pumpkin on its head or something.
Yeah, one has Oh, that was the capybara.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah.
The ones that I like,
Cappy Rumba.
It was the bumper car ones.
Oh, that's cool.
That looked really. Those were kind of funny. So, how did we talk about your handheld that you had gotten for Christmas?
No, we have not. No. Are you still waiting for yours to come?
I am still waiting for.
Maybe that's what got delivered. Or
no, because
do you have a shipping thing on it yet?
No.
That sucks.
Yeah, I'm like,
well,
what
it's
the
coming
hell?
from China, so give it time. All those terrorists are, going to slow it down.
Well, something else I ordered, I think right before that, was coming from Australia, and it's supposed to be here. It's supposed to be here this week.
Is that what? Didn't you get something for Jen from Ireland for Christmas?
That ended up showing up.
Okay.
Yeah, but I ordered that back in November.
Yeah.
Or late November, early December.
But no, yeah, the handheld is really cool. So it's a shout out to my brother-in-law, Anthony. Thank you, dude. Love you.
I couldn't remember who got. Like I knew it was. You said brother, but I didn't.
Yeah, brother-in-law got me and my other brother-in-law. It's like a handheld. Oh man, I just the word just.
Like a Nintendo DS.
Yeah, it looks like a DS, but it's
well, I guess
emulator.
the DS is a dual screen.
Yeah,
it was like the flip up one though.
Yeah, but it's like a Game Boy Advance with the flip up screen essentially.
Yeah.
And it's an emulator, and it came loaded with like 11 different games from like 12 to 14 different like platforms.
Yeah. And like so when I bought mine, like I went ahead and bought the upgraded storage on it.
Yeah.
That's supposed to have like almost like 15,000 games on it or whatever.
Yeah.
From 20 some odd consoles.
Yeah.
But then I know one of our regulars, he sent me a link to a Google Drive that he's created that has a bunch.
Who is it?
John.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it has a bunch of ROMs on it.
Oh, cool.
So that way I'm like, okay, I can,
download
some of those
and port
as well.
them over.
Yeah. So what have you been playing the most though?
Honestly, I've been playing the most Sega Genesis, like Sonic and Knuckles, Sonic 3, Sonic 2, Streets of Rage, Golden Axe. There's a few N64 games on there.
Looking at the list of ones similar to mine, because the one I'm getting, like they didn't have like a list of the games that were on it, but I found a site that had like the exact same looking thing.
Yeah.
And they had a list of games. And there was definitely some N64 games on there that I was curious about, and some that I had forgotten about, like Star Fox.
Oh, dude. God damn. That game is so good, and it's so difficult, too.
Yeah.
Like, to get all of the, like, little Easter eggs and secrets in every level.
I ever did. Anything.
I've never 100'd that game, but I've beaten it, and I think I've done every different, like,
I've beaten
route that you can do. And then also, like, playing mad fucking Crazy Taxi.
See, and that's what ended up making, you were talking about, it has Crazy Taxi. I'm like, okay, now I have to go get one. Well, I've been craving to play Crazy Taxi.
What's funny is, like, I was, I brought that over to my aunt's house on Christmas. I got it on Christmas Eve, and I was showing my brother, and we grew up playing Crazy Taxi.
Yeah.
And we're just like, we don't know what came first, our love for Crazy Taxi or our love for The Offspring. And I'm just like, you know what? I think it kind of came hand in hand
because they were one of the songs.
It's like over half of the soundtrack is Offspring songs.
Is it really? Oh, I feel like I need to look this up.
It's so many Offspring songs.
Well, and that's the same thing.
Even
with,
Crazy Taxi 2 is more Offspring.
Well, if you think about it, Tony Hawk. Like that's how.
That's how I got into Primus.
Introduction to a lot of like alternative music for me.
Yeah. Like Jerry Was a Race Car Driver was on Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1. And I'm just like, well, this is a funky ass song. Like, this is cool.
So yeah, on the Crazy Taxi, it says soundtracks, but it says way down
the line. Yep.
At All I Want.
Yep.
Change the World. Those 3 were Offspring.
And then
you got a bunch from Bad
3.
Religion.
Wow.
10 in 2010. Them and Us. Hear It. Inner Logic. Then you got Get Out.
There's more than that.
And then Distance, written by Too Rude.
I feel like they're...
I don't know. That's IMDb friggin'...
there's more than that. That's The Offspring.
Yeah. Like, I was about to hit play. I'm like,
yep. No, we'll get sued.
I should not do that.
We'll get sued.
So here's somebody... Yeah, exactly. Fun fact about this song, Offspring's record label, Epitaph, held a contest with all of their signed bands to see who would write a song that sounded like a Bad Religion song, and this song won.
Wow.
The most popular one, which is the Yeah.
Oh, what is it? We just saw the name of it.
I can let me do this. Well,
I know this. Hold on. I should know this. I love The Offspring.
You know what? F it. Yeah.
All I want.
I mean, I literally played a second.
Yep.
So we should be fine.
But that's how the game starts off. Every single time you start an arcade, it's that song.
Yeah. So yeah.
All right, it's Crazy Taxi.
I wonder who voiced that.
IMDb that shit.
To the internet.
Let's take a look at how you did today. Class B license.
Yeah, those were always like whenever you've like failed epically.
Yeah. Game over.
Well, apparently they had different voices for the different systems. Be weird.
That's weird.
Was it Joe? BD Joe?
Must have been. If it's arcade.
Or no, it was Axel, wasn't it?
No,
Axel.
that's just that's the driver.
Axel is the driver.
Yeah, we're just trying to think of, we're trying to find the guy who is the voice of Crazy Taxi.
I don't know who that would be though.
Should just be voiceover, game voiceover.
But I mean, technically they're all voiceover.
I mean,
he must have had a name then.
That dude
was it not
uncredited?
The same guy?
Nah, I don't know.
Oh, it says System Voice.
System Voice. Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
That's him.
So Brian
Burton Lewis.
Good name.
Rest in peace if you're still alive.
It doesn't say. He's only done. I mean, he looks like he's done just like a handful of things.
Crazy Taxi, Crazy Taxi 2, Crazy Taxi 2, High Roller.
Oh, I forgot about High Roller.
Yeah, me too. I think that was
really
was that GameCube? Was that Crazy Taxi 3? Is that what it was called?
I think it was kind of like
a
Yeah.
DLC in a way.
maybe. I think it was like nighttime in like Vegas or something like that. It wasn't
Oh,
the.
that looks so badass.
Oh, it was Xbox.
Dude, what a great game, man. You know what I want to play? I don't know if we've talked about this. Simpsons Hit and Run.
Oh yeah.
It is Crazy Taxi meets GTA in Springfield.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that reminds me of the Simpsons arcade game.
Oh my God, that
too.
was so good.
Yeah.
But it's also really bad.
Oh,
like
yeah.
when
Well,
you
that
go
was,
back
like,
and
the-
look
the
at it,
Turtles arcade game.
It's really bad.
And we've talked about the Turtles arcade game before.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think I ever actually finished that.
You should play if you can find it, Shredder's Revenge.
Oh,
It's like a new side scroll. It feels like an old school arcade game.
Yeah. I know there's a bunch of people. Or,
That game is
gaming,
badass.
Gaming companies that have been putting out like old school games, that are obviously modernized
Yeah.
for better graphics, but
Dude.
it has old school feel.
Yeah, that's what this game is.
Yeah.
And that's what I can't remember off the top of my head. It's a Mario game. But it feels like an old school, like, Super Mario World 3 or something. It's just like a classic side scroller. Like, there's nothing crazy about it.
Yeah.
I've been playing, there's this game, it's called Celeste. And it's a platform, like, it's almost like a puzzle game. And you're climbing up a mountain. And it is tough.
Well, I know there's I can never remember the freaking name of it, but like you're in like a pot or something and you have like a hammer type of like pickaxe type of thing and you're literally like trying to like fling yourself up as far
Oh, interesting. Okay.
I can never remember the name of it. If I could ask my kid, I know he would automatically. Ow, cat.
Layla,
That was Claus.
kitty.
Um
Podcat.
yeah, Pod Kitty.
What do we have here, sir?
All right, so this is one I was really hoping to find, and I'm glad I almost missed it. But it is from put a hole in my pants, cat. So it's from Abomination Brewing, which is they did one of those pumpkin beers
Oh, yeah.
that we
yeah.
actually somewhat enjoyed. But this is also part of the 12% label.
Oh,
as well.
cool.
So this one I saw on the 12%.
Is that the one you sent me?
Maybe, but it's basically says.
Stone Cold.
Well, it says censored dry January. It's basically that.
Fuck dry January.
Fuck dry January.
Yeah.
But yeah, 5 years of censored beers. Okay. It's a triple dry hop India Pale Ale.
Interesting.
It is 9.7% though.
Oh, hello.
Yeah. So, but no, I saw this one online on the 12%. Instagram, and I'm like, oh, I really want to find that. And they actually have a different one too. That's it's like fuck 2024 or something like that.
Wow, that's got some head retention on it.
Yeah, it does. Because
Cheers, sir.
I poured this a couple minutes ago.
Oh, that is fruity.
Very hoppy to me, or fruity, whatever you want. It doesn't.
I feel like
me.
I get hot bitterness on the nose.
Almost, yeah.
I'm sorry, not what's it called?
Hot burn.
Hot burn. Yeah, hot burn on the nose.
I
yeah.
almost said that a little bit ago. Yeah. That's
I like
tasty.
that. I like that texture. It's very creamy.
Yeah, that's tasty.
That's really good.
But I mean,
that does not taste like a almost 10% beer.
No.
That's dangerous.
But yeah, no, the album artwork's super cool too. Where it's like an Uncle Sam that's crawling up out of a
grave.
but he's got his own shovel.
That's awesome.
But no, I mean, Abomination does some really cool artwork too. And I know I have a couple other beers. I picked out some really cool ones. I actually ended up finding this one. I had 6, and then I ended up finding this one. I'm like, oh shit! Now I got to figure out what I'm going to put back.
Sacrifices must be made.
Yes, so I ended up putting back. It was an Italian Pilsner with from Second Shift.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
That was probably the cheapest beer I had too.
Yeah.
And that whole 6-pack. But yeah, no,
That's tasty. I dig
it. This is muy tasty.
But yeah, that the little game console is cool. There's so many games on there.
Oh yeah,
so many games.
It almost seems overwhelming.
It is. Like you can just spend like an hour
just searching
just
for Because like I was looking through that list and I'm like, oh, I want to play this. I want to play this. I want to play this. I want to play this.
Which is funny because I also feel like all the games that I'm like most interested in are Genesis games, Sega Genesis games.
Yeah, I've been more curious for the. Dreamcast doesn't have many on there from the looks of it.
No. I was really hoping that they would have like Sonic Adventure, like the first the release that came with the Dreamcast.
Because I remember I had talked about Ready to Rumble, which
yeah.
was like Mike Tyson Punch Out on steroids.
Yeah.
Which seems odd to say. But apparently it's potentially on the N64 list there too.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So I'm like, okay, cool. And then there's one. It wasn't on the list, but then I think I saw it in the ROMs list that was given to me.
Yeah.
Conker's Bad Fur Day.
Oh, dude, the first like mature game on N64.
Yes.
Yeah.
And although I wish there was a way to do
never played that game as a kid.
Well,
never did. And I'm just like, what is it? Was it language?
There was some language and
I'm just like, what is
alcohol.
Is it a sexy like squirrel or something?
Well, no, Conker wasn't. But then there was some sexual innuendos as well on it. But then it was funny because there was a multiplayer portion.
Uh-huh.
And so it would be like a split screen because, N64 back in the day.
Yeah.
And you had two groups. One would be the teddy bears or the teddies. And then one would be the squirrels from Conker's side.
Uh-huh.
Because then the evil person that Teddy was trying to fight was or that Conker was trying to fight was the Teddies. And so, like, it was basically like a battle royale.
That's awesome.
It was great. Like, me and my buddy would spend hours on, like, I wish that these handhelds would do, like, a, multiplayer feature.
So I'm remembering, like, all the games I've played now. Going back to Genesis, Aladdin.
Yes.
Is on there.
And I played that one on SNES.
So is
Super
The Lion
Nintendo.
King.
And I played that one on Super Nintendo.
And I think, Toy Story. I remember playing a lot of Toy Story.
See, I never played any of the Toy Stories. I remember playing Sarge's Heroes.
Sarge's Heroes is on there too.
Yes.
Oh man, dude, I've just kind of like, my attention span is like a gnat when it comes to these games because I'll like play them for like half an hour and then it's like, okay, time to do something else.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to beat the game, but I want to do something else.
Yeah.
But man, like, yeah, I'm thinking of, holy shit, Aladdin, dude. That game, those games are brutal, dude.
Oh, yeah.
You cannot save.
No.
If you die, you restart.
From the beginning. And so, like, that's
It's
where
intense.
I've probably gotten so good at pattern memorization.
Yeah.
Is because of playing games like that.
Yeah. Where there's no save point and you're just like, okay, well, here's, that's why I like this game Celeste so much. Is because, like, yes, you can die. And it will, what's funny is like when you beat a level, it will like tell you how many times you've died during the, hour and a half or whatever it took for you to beat that level. But every time you die, you just like, you respawn to that point.
Yeah.
And so you're not like losing progress.
Yeah.
But it's also like infinitely frustrating because you can do the same thing and still like the smallest variant will like cause you to fail. And you have to restart. And it like it's fun, it's frustrating, but like it's also very satisfying when you like get to the next part.
Yeah. I remember I had there was an Xbox 360 game and it was on PlayStation as well. That was like it was called Mirror's Edge.
Oh yeah, I remember that game.
Yeah. And that was like it was like kind of like a parkour style game.
Yeah.
And there really wasn't like you could shoot, but it was like frowned upon basically. And it actually if you did start trying to shoot, then the game got harder.
Yeah.
And so like there's an achievement because the Xbox did achievements and stuff, that like if you got through the whole game without firing a single shot, then you earned an achievement.
And that's got to be one of those like only 1% of the people that play this game get this achievement type of deals.
I mean, and I rarely use a gun in that game because it's more of like you're going around trying to figure out like who killed like your friend or whatever.
Yeah,
And
it's like a
there's,
whodunit.
There's this whole conspiracy theory thing, but then they think you've done it, so then you keep getting chased after.
Yeah.
But you are a parkour type of person, and like there was one spot that I literally probably spent an hour trying to figure out, and like almost trying to do like what is considered like a triple jump.
Yeah.
And like it wasn't till like half an hour in that I realized, oh shit, there's another bar up there for me to grab and try and swing from.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, and then it took me another half hour to finally get the timing down. I'm just like, oh my God, my thumbs, like I got done with it. I'm like, I have to take a break. My hands hurt right now.
Well, it's funny. It's like I was, Nolan and I talk about video games a lot. And I was telling him about Celeste, and he's like, I can't stand those types of games where like you will just like, you do the same thing over and over again for 15 or 20 minutes until you finally get through. And he's like, I would rage quit. I'm like, trust me, I wanted to, but like,
you get into a certain point, and you're like, all right, now I'm just committed to.
Yeah, exactly. Like I've spent 15 minutes on this thing. Like I'm not going to just walk away.
I don't want to feel like I've wasted my time.
Yeah, exactly. But that being said, I'm at this part in Celeste where like it's almost like you meet a mirror version of you that's your enemy.
Oh, nega version.
Yeah, and they will like mirror your move by like half a second off.
Yeah.
And the moment that they hit you, you die. So like you have to like you're constantly moving and
so
like,
they're ultra powered.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So you have to like because it's this thing of like jumping and grasping, and then there's like these like diamonds that you can jump into because it's a lot of double jumping.
Yeah.
But once you double jump, you can't do it again unless you hit the ground or if you hit one of these diamonds that are just like floating in the midair.
Okay.
And so like you have to like jump through a thing.
I think Mario's had something like that where you could double jump, but unless you collected a coin, you couldn't jump again.
Yeah, unless you either collect that coin or if you hit the ground.
Yeah.
But like if you double jump and then hit a wall, grasp, climb up.
Yeah.
You still can't double jump because you haven't hit the ground yet.
Yeah, or collected anything.
Yeah, so you have to like jump to this thing to be able to double jump in midair, and it's just like, dude, it's a lot of timing, but it's also just like a lot of luck.
Yeah.
And so much of this game Gina has watched me, and I'm just like, I don't know how I did that. I could not do that again if I tried.
What'd you do? Don't know.
I don't know.
That reminds me, like, as you were talking, like, like that, the nega version or whatever, it was like, they replicate you. I remember there was a Spider-Man animated series, and they had Deadpool in it a couple times, and one of them was, he was fighting Taskmaster, and Taskmaster would always would figure out what you were doing and then do it before you.
Yeah.
And like Taskmaster was like was getting frustrated because he couldn't figure out how to beat Deadpool, and Deadpool's like, it's because I don't even know what I'm doing half the time.
Well, did you ever play Metal Gear Solid 1 on PlayStation?
Oh yeah.
I can't remember the name of the boss, but you had to it knew your movement every single time.
Yeah.
So what you had to do was you had to unplug your controller from the one port
and go
into the second port.
Yeah.
And that's how you beat the boss.
Yeah.
And it took it was me, my brother, and my cousin. And we're like 8, 9, 10 years old.
Yeah.
And we're just like, we're playing, it's like 1 a.m. We're like freaking out because we're just like convinced that the controller is like broken or like the game is like, taken over by a ghost or something.
Yeah. I had a similar thing. The very first Rainbow Six game, because we played it on N64.
Yeah.
And there was a level where you drop in on the top of a skyscraper, like at the helicopter pad. And we kept, it drops you off right by a door. And we just kept failing and failing and failing and failing. And then, it was me and 2 other buddies. And then it got to the point, I saw her. Got to the point where we're like, okay, it was like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. We're like, okay, well, let's just start, kind of taking breaks and rotate around. And then I woke back up at 6 in the morning, and my buddy's younger brother, who's one of my buddies as well, he's like, there's another door at.
It was an aha moment.
yeah. He's like, on the other side of the helicopter pad, there's another door. We're like, what? And so then like, all right, let's figure it out. And then it was like, first try.
Yeah.
We freaking beat it. It's like, God
Yep.
damn it. So anyway, on that note, we should probably finish up on this.
Oh, yeah, let's
episode.
finish it up.
It's already been an hour. So
Man.
are you down for another one or?
Oh, of course.
Okay,
Yeah.
we'll knock out 2 today then for sure. Cool. Because I know next week will be rough because we're supposed to do cleaning and.
Is that already next week?
Uh-huh.
Whoa.
Uh-huh.
Oh, I'm excited, dude.
Yeah, January's flying by.
What the fuck?
Yeah. Yeah. So we'll talk about that on the next episode. So
We sure will.
cliffhanger. Not really. But anyway, again, everybody, thank you so much for always listening to us and sharing us with your friends. I know the word's getting out a little bit more and more.
Continue
and
the
more,
support and, like, subscribe, share.
Share us with your friends.
Smash all the buttons.
Smash all.
But
of
don't
the
don't
buttons.
smash your phone.
Yeah.
Don't
break,
do that.
Don't break phones trying to smash buttons.
Yeah, it's
We
not
don't
fun.
Need no Hulk smash brands. But we will do better next time.
We will
and
always do better.
I appreciate you guys hanging out with us, and we only got through. Oh, we got through 3.
We got, yeah.
All right, cool. All right, thank you, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.